Hello and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a daily reading for the collective for October 17th, 2019. This is a reading for all signs, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I just want to send a huge shout out and a thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers. I love you guys so much and I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. It really means the world to me. So I'm just going to ask that you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the little wiggly bell so you can get any of my new uploaded videos, and comment and share at the end of the video if that's something you're into. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reading for the collective for October 17th, 2019. So let's go ahead, we'll call on Spirit, our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones who have passed, and our spirit guides. What information, what messages do you have for the collective for October 17th, 2019? What messages do you have for the collective for October 17th, 2019? I was going to flip them over. I don't want to. Okay, very nice. Okay, excellent. So our overall energy here, you guys, is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is all about hard work. It's all about, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's about waiting. It's also about you've planted the seeds, you've been watering them, you've been watching them grow. It's a long process. It's not instant gratification. And it's when, you come to check on your project. You're checking in on it. You're seeing how the fruit is growing, checking the colors. Maybe you have to prune a few branches, make sure that there are no insects eating what you have really worked hard on. And this farmer here, this is the after tarot, so it's the images that we are accustomed to seeing in the Rider-Waite deck, and what would happen or what happens a few seconds or a few minutes after those images that we're accustomed to seeing. So normally this person is evaluating his crop. He's checking in to see, okay, how is it growing? If there's anything that he or she needs to do in order to, to harvest this or to make a beautiful and bountiful harvest. And in this deck, I love it because he's walked out into the field. You can see in the background, he's done all of the hard work. He's toiled in the soil, he's tilled, he's plowed, he's watered, he's planted, he's done everything. And he's come with everything that, that he needs, just the tools that he has, all of the tools that he has. It's very basic, his hoe, with him to just check on his crops and check on his investment, check on this project. So again, this could have to do with a business, it could have to do with a relationship, it could have to do with many different things. And he's taken one. He says, this apple looks beautiful. Maybe I'm going to try it, taste it, cook with it, whatever it might be, but he's taking one just to try it out and to see really how it is and how his investment is going or how his crops are growing. Underneath that, we do have the Hermit card. I love this because the Hermit card is accompanied by an animal spirit here, which could be an ancestor or a loved one who has passed. It could also be a spirit guide. And his staff, which is normally like a wand or a pole like we see here on the Seven of Pentacles, has now turned into a snake. And at nighttime and the snake is oftentimes about wisdom and about truth. So, and also has a healing quality to it. So this is somebody who has been working on a project, and I get that you've been working on it alone. You may have felt a little bit isolated, or you needed to do this in isolation. So whether it's something that you're studying that you can't involve other people in, you needed that alone time to hit the books or to meditate, or it's just a project where you didn't have any partners, but it's something that you really needed to do. It could also be self-healing, but it's beautiful because, you aren't alone. Spirit is saying, with all of these stars in the background and with this wolf slash dog, animal spirit. It's really, really, really nice energy. I may actually pull an animal spirit card for you guys at the end of this reading. So yeah, so this is all about taking that time to, evaluate your investments and just to go and check up on what it is, you've been learning or what it is you've been doing, how things are going. All right, so here we have, again, I did really get this energy of alone time. This is really interesting because we have 2 10s showing up in the reverse. One of them I love to see in the reverse, one of them I don't. And I also have one major arcana in the reverse. Okay, so just give me a moment. Let me look at these cards. The energy here is kind of heavy. Okay, there's some heartbreak, there's some sadness, but there's definitely a release here. So I really, really love these 2 cards. And I'm going to tell you why, because typically we don't really love these 2 cards, but you're releasing sadness and you're releasing sorrow. I did a bonus video for October 16th about someone trying to contact a loved one who has passed. And my hands are really feeling like, really feeling a lot of energy. And I also have a talisman that is kind of shaking right now that I'm looking at as I've put my hands down on these cards. So the message here that I'm getting is that you may, for 1 or 2 of you, if my reading for October 16th, it's a bonus reading, contacting someone who has passed. If that resonated with you, if you had a chance to see it, this may resonate with you as well. For others of you, it doesn't have anything to do with the loss of a loved one. It could just be some sort of cathartic release, some sort of energetic release. Remember, we did just have the full moon in Aries, and full moons are all about releasing. And there was some past traumas and past sorrows, especially having to do with relationships and love. And those relationships could be family, they could be work relationships, or they could be, love and romantic relationships coming to the surface and being uncomfortable, but it actually being like this proverbial vomiting of the poison that will ultimately make you feel better. So this reading may resonate back to that full moon in Aries, whatever was going on with you in regards to that. We are still in, the shadow of that full moon. Okay, and for others of you, this is going to resonate with somebody who has passed. Okay, and all of the work that you've been doing to sort of, I want to think of the word in Spanish, superar. It's not to get over, but it's to get past it. Not to get over it, but to move past that. Okay, but my hands really are buzzing here while I'm touching these 2 cards. So here we have the 10 of Swords coming out. Again, this is on in the upright. It's the death of someone, and they're carrying this person off. There's definitely been a funeral, whether it was a real funeral or was impromptu. The deceased has been showing respect and is holding his sword that he's going to take on with him into the afterlife. And they're doing some sort of ritual where they're either going, I'm getting the idea that they're going to put him on a pyre, and whatever rituals that, you or your culture or your group or your tribe do when somebody passes, but it is out of a lot of respect. There's a lot of sorrow. There's kind of, when this card is in the upright, it's that buzz, that adrenaline when you have to deal with a dead body, when you see a dead body, when you, when you first hear of somebody dying and sort of being in shock, that over the next couple of minutes, hours, days that you receive that news. But in the reverse here, this is you releasing that. It's you moving past that energy. It's you it's you coping with it. It's you sort of returning, it's releasing all of that negative energy and that vibration, that sort of frenetic, frantic vibration that comes with the shock of this loss. So again, this may resonate with some of you as an actual loss in your life, somebody who has passed on. It could be now, or it could have been in the past, or it could just be any type of loss. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be many different things. The next card out is the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is all about taking time out. He is hanging from the tree of life. It's a very watery, emotional card. It's also a signal for you to not to continue on your path, regardless of what others think. And again, and it's in this card here, we do have somebody in the upright coming to help him, give him water, help him along on his journey. And where you were feeling quite alone, that you feel like you had to either grieve on your own, you had to study or work on a project on your own, that you couldn't involve others. Okay, and underneath that, look, underneath these two cards, we do have the Queen of Swords. So there's some sort of sadness and sorrow definitely related to. And a lot of times, in order for us to process that information, whether again it's the physical, actual loss of a person in our lives, the ending of a relationship, a change. Also, remember, it could be the loss of yourself. The ego has a very hard time when yesterday's reading was about up leveling, and the ego has a hard time sometimes accepting that old self is gone. Okay, and it's a good thing, but it can be considered, it can be and trigger sort of a grieving process for an old way of life. I'm getting the image of also, a couple having a baby and, loving the baby and being so happy about this new life and everything that they wanted and all of the infinite possibilities. But there's also those grievances of, that single life, saying goodbye to the life that you had before as a couple or as a single person. So the Hanged Man showing up in the upright is somebody coming here to help you, to give you water. This is very reminiscent, if any of you are familiar with the Christian tradition of, Mary Magdalene tending to Jesus Christ while he was making his sacrifice. Now, this card also is a reminder that you are unique, you need to do what's best for you. And if you don't, and you have been on sort of a solo journey here, okay, with these two cards coming out, a solo journey, a solo project, that eventually there will be help that's coming. Now, this card showing up in the reverse, though, is saying that it's time to be more proactive. And it doesn't mean that you have to conform to society's standards of what you should be doing, especially if you're in a grieving process. We all grieve differently, but there is a time here to be proactive and to step forward on your journey. Okay, that time for rest and trying to see things from a different perspective is over, and it's time to step off of this tree, move forward, take action. This Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles is the happy family, it's abundance, it's the material. And when we see this in reverse, this is my one of my favorite readers, Gemstone Tarot. She always refers to this as running away with the circus card, and I really, really love that. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's a loss of abundance, but whatever this loss was may have really affected your family. It may have affected your finances as well. A bad investment. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles, we talk about investments, things that you've been waiting on to come to fruition. There may have been a bad investment, and you may be grieving the loss of that, and there may have been a significant loss in money. Okay, but I'm really getting with this Hermit card showing up as well in this reading that you're going to have to really, really pay attention to your relationship with the material world. And if you're putting too much emphasis on things that don't really matter or don't really serve you. And so that could be this sort of this, this money, this abundance, this ordinary, regular family. Maybe you're not an ordinary, regular family, and you have to embrace your uniqueness and let go of those, let go of the illusion that you can be. Maybe you are more unique. I'm sure you are more unique, even if you're just listening to this reading. That whatever change, whatever loss there has been, that is actually a real lesson for you. And the Hermit, he sort of gets rid of all of his material goods or puts them to the side, isn't worried about clothing, isn't worried about his phone, he isn't worried about his car, his job, and he goes out on a retreat with nothing but just with the intent of gaining more wisdom. And you are guided on this journey. But again, I think you have to evaluate your relationship. If you're putting too much emphasis, especially if you're working with law of attraction, are you putting too much emphasis on material things, winning the lottery, having really nice jewelry, or things that aren't really serving you? And once you realize what is really important, and I'm not saying that you have to be poor or you have to accept, a life of living like a hermit or some sort of ascetic up on the top of a mountain. Not to say that luxurious goods and nice things aren't achievable or they're bad by any means. There's no negative vibration attached to them unless it's affecting you negatively. And so maybe this loss here is going to cause you to be more proactive and realize how unique you are and how important your uniqueness is into creating your happiness and to releasing any sorrow and heartbreak that you've been carrying around. And this may have started with that Aries full moon. Okay, with our sun in Libra, it could have to do with your relationships, your business, your relationship with money, again, your materialism. I'm not saying you're materialistic, but again, the material aspects of your life, that some sort of loss and this grieving process is really going to trigger you to take steps towards your healing. And this is a very, very interesting, powerful reading. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Spirit, please tell the collective what other messages they need to hear for October 17th, 2019. What other messages do you have for the collective for October 17th, 2019? Okay, the accelerated motion. This card has come out a lot. This card has come out like every day. I promise I'm shuffling this deck over and over again. Balance as well. All right, we saw that coming out in the bonus reading with for October 16th. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It has like smoke and a black background. It's about making contact with somebody who has passed. So for some of you, you need to go back and watch that video. For some of you, you are trying to make contact with the dead. In that video, something really important. The message was that you need help. It's a very powerful process. You need to be in a very balanced and healthy place in order to do that. And you may need to ask for some help and guidance in that process. Okay, because these are the same cards that came out in that reading. And I have shuffled this deck a lot. I mean, I've done a number of readings in between them as well with this deck. Okay, all right. And then we have fertility. Very nice. Okay, really nice. So the Empress card coming out. So we have two major arcana cards coming out on top. We have accelerated motion. This is all about things moving very quickly. I think the healing process is moving very quickly. I think for some of you, you are looking to the heavens above for guidance and also for a way to communicate with a lost one or a loved one who has passed. For others of you, you have made a wish. You've been either doing moon wishes with the new moon and with the full moon, and or you guys are doing sort of law of attraction, and you're really sort of incorporating the universe into that process, and things are really going to speed up for you. And this healing process I'm getting is also going to speed up for you. Here we have the balance card, 11. This is very, very nice because this is also a reminder that you are not alone, that you have angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and your spirit guides who are bringing balance into your life. They're showing you all of the miracles that maybe your analytical mind is not allowing you to see that are in your daily life, but that are there. And bringing balance to this situation and to you at this moment is really important. And part of that balance, okay, is going to come with this release of sorrow. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be somebody who has passed. So please don't think somebody is going to die. But for one or two of you, it may resonate with somebody who has passed. Or again, it's just the change. It could be the death of a relationship. It could be the death of your old self as well. And this is only going to bring about fertility. I love this. We have the Empress card. It's all about creation. Her heart chakra is open. This is falling right on top of this heart, this bleeding heart that has a tourniquet on it, has been bandaged, who is releasing all of the poison. And, that heart chakra is wide open and ready to give and receive love. Really, really nice energy. I am going to pull Wisdom of the Hidden Realms for you guys. So what does the collective need to know for October 17th, 2019? Okay, the first card out is the Diamond Dreamer, of course. Material wealth and true prosperity. That's speaking back to that 10 of Pentacles card that we see in reverse. Okay, you are creating wealth and abundance. Remember, the universe and all of mankind is constantly working towards making you abundant and prosperous. Sometimes it doesn't come in the form of, Teslas, Ferraris, fancy cars, vacations, huge houses. So again, it's asking you to really interpret what is wealth and abundance for you. How important is material wealth, and do you have that already? Okay, this loss, whatever this loss it might be asking you or shining a spotlight on what is true prosperity. The Diamond Dreamer comes as your ally. Again, could be an angel, a spirit guide, a loved one who has passed, an ancestor who says, make sure you know exactly what it is you want. Okay, and it looks like you do. You've been working really hard on something, because he is going to come as your ally, okay, to bless you with helping you on your journey to achieve what it is you want. All right, and then we have the Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. So again, the celebration of life, again, might really speak to a funeral, a real passing. So a lot of times we look at funerals not as, being such sad events, even though we are often emotional about them, but we call them celebration of life ceremonies, where the person who has passed would want you to be happier and happy and celebrate them rather than being sad and upset. Again, we have this fertility card, and we have this egg and this circle. So remember the circle of life. Remember that there may also be that I was speaking to earlier about a couple having a baby, that, it may literally speak to the birth of a baby and the celebration of a life. So it may be, you might be a little bit grieving the death of your previous life, but celebrating this new life where two have now become three, and there's a new life that is going to bring you just joy, happiness, and there's so much abundance here. I mean, even if this is reversed, the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, we have abundance showing up on this card. We have material wealth. So this is a very, very auspicious sign for you guys. Just give me 1 second. Because I want to pull an animal spirit card for you guys, because I feel like on that Hermit card, the animal spirits were speaking very loudly, and that you guys need a few more messages from the animal spirit world. So this is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So please tell us what the collective needs to know for October 17th, 2019. Okay. All right, and the final card out is Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. And 7 and 3 adds up to 10. Really nice energy. We have a 7 here, we have a 3 here, we have a 3 here, we have a 10, we have a 10. So that's the completion of a cycle. So this is absolutely beautiful. And make sure that, with all of this abundance and love that's coming to you, that you are generous with those around you and those who have helped you on your journey. Giving and receiving is important, and also giving and receiving energy and love. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. This reading was a little bit longer than a regular daily, so I hope you stuck with me to the end. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment and share if that's something you like to do. And remember, I love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.